How do we do hugs?
Well, we do things like this. We do okay, nice. We had very good discussions yesterday and today. I think it was a very good opportunity for you to come and
I really cannot imagine how time it is.
well, it is extremely kind. So, I think it would be important to see how much. Okay, so I'm very glad to be able to welcome today my good friend and colleague, Minister Kuleba, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, in Bucharest for a very special meeting, which is organized for the first time, the Trilateral Romania, Poland, Turkey, together with our very important partners in the East, Georgia and Ukraine. And I think it's a very good opportunity to share views and discuss assessments about the current security situation in the region, especially in and around Ukraine. We have seen the massive deployment of Russian troops recently, and despite the fact that well, we have an announcement of withdrawal of these troops, I think it's very important to see what are the root causes, what are the measures in order to de-escalate and to make sure that such kind of events do not happen again. It is a good opportunity for us to reassess and to restate the firm support for the Euro-Atlantic and European aspirations of Ukraine, to restate the support for the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine, and of course, last but not least, we will also have the chance to discuss bilateral issues about our cooperation in the political, economic and other fields, and of course about the issue related to the rights of the Romanian minority in Ukraine and the Ukrainian minority in Romania. So please, Dmitry, a few words.
Thank you. This is an extremely timely meeting, and I would like to thank Bogdan for hosting us here in Bucharest. And I will thank all three ministers for inviting Ukraine and Georgia to participate in their meeting. This meeting is timely because it's taking place against a very dangerous development in our region, and this development is directly relevant to security not only of Ukraine but also of Romania and entire Black Sea region and all countries. This is the Russian military buildup that is taking place not only along the eastern border of Ukraine, but also in the illegally occupied Crimea, and thus affects security of all of us. It is true that yesterday Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation said that military exercises are over and their forces will be brought back to their stations. But I would like to emphasize two things here. First, we want to see that Russian deeds match Russian words. What was said is not enough. We want to see that this will be implemented and that all these forces will be removed from our border. If this happens, this will mean real easing of tensions. This is the good news. But I would like all to remember that even this pullback will not neither mean the end of escalation nor of the conflict, because eastern Ukraine is still occupied by Russia, Crimea is still occupied by Russia. And Ukraine will welcome all constructive and consequent steps of Russia to systemically de-escalate situation and put an end to the Russian aggression against my country. I would like to thank Romania and other NATO and EU countries for offering very firm and immediate support to Ukraine in this situation. This is where you really get a clear understanding who is your true friend and who is a friend that is on the paper only. Romania proved itself to be a true friend of Ukraine, and I appreciate Minister Aurescu involvement in this thing. We are absolutely confident that Russia decided to immediately stop its military exercises, partly because of this international reaction to its activities. pressure works when properly and timely applied, and this was the case. I would like to reiterate that aside of security and NATO-related issues, we will also have a bilateral meeting, to which I'm looking forward. And I want all of people who care for Romanians living abroad to know that Romanian community in Ukraine is an asset of our country. We believe that Romanian culture in Ukraine, Romanian identity in Ukraine should further evolve and remain an integral part of our society. And the same applies, of course, to our expectations about the Ukrainian minority in Romania and maintaining and the development of its traditions and identity. So I'm sure that we will have a fruitful conversation. And once again, thank you for having us here.